Hey guys, welcome to another video from myself, Fraser. Here we are today as we record this video. A bit of sad news regarding Blue Islands Airlines, I guess it's called. Along with the recent news that Eastern Airlines have collapsed, Blue Islands has also gone into receivership, which is... I'm not really clued up when it comes to aviation in the UK. I have spent 3 years living there, but unfortunately I never had a car to do some plane spotting. It would have been cool to get some of these photos and whatnot, but I do believe it's sort of, I guess you could say it's becoming an end of an era of turboprop propeller, domestic, whatever you like to call it, flights around, internal flights in the UK. We still got Logan Air, we've also got Guernsey Air over there, but they predominantly just fly the same route that we're going to be flying today. But yeah, Logan Air is now really the last domestic turboprop airline left, and I believe it's going to become an end of an era that's been, I guess, going since aviation first became a thing in the UK, regarding turboprops propeller aircraft. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. Logan Air seems to be a really well run airline that does incredibly well, but yeah, so I thought I'd do some flights with Blue Islands Airlines, and also will look at doing some flights with Eastern. Definitely do these now while they've still got some flight plans on Flight Radar, so I can get an idea with what flights they use these ATRs on. But I will do some research and see which flights the ATR was used for Eastern, but I do believe it was sort of... Eastern is sort of a weird airline that had its core route, from what I remember, which is, well, it was a bit weird, but there's a random flight from Norwich and I believe Humberside, an airport over here somewhere, and they connected up with Aberdeen and the Shetland Islands, and they had a few other random ones. Then they had these random routes around this part of the world going from memory, so it's a bit of an interesting airline, but I'll do some flights. But yeah, here we are with Blue Islands Airlines. Is that Blue Islands Airlines? I guess it's just called Blue Islands, but yeah, here we are doing some flights while they're still on Flight Radar before, with my free version of Flight Radar, they'll disappear quite rapidly. And yeah, sort of pay homage, respects to an airline, another, well, turboprop domestic airline that is unfortunately bit the dust, so to speak. Yeah, we've still got Logan Air flying the turboprops, flying the ATRs, and apart from, as I said, as I just saw over there, we've got Guernsey, and I guess to a lesser extent we've got Aer Lingus and Emerald Airlines, which I believe is the subsidiary that flies out of Northern Ireland. We've still got, I guess, those three airlines still operating. But yeah, we'll jump in, we'll have a little go at seeing how we can load up the flight plan using this wonderful tablet, which I find is a bit hit and miss, but we'll give it a go. We'll jump back in. What I will do is I'll just get a little photo here for my thumbnail. Not really good with these thumbnail things, I should really do some better ones. Alright guys, back again. You wouldn't have known it, but I just had to spend 30 odd minutes chatting to someone. But yeah, I'm back. I don't know where I was when I left you guys, but I don't know what how the of course I didn't pause the game, so the time's just flown by. But yeah, we'll get into the plane and we'll fumble our way through this flight plan, and we will try and get this plane started up first and foremost. We'll come up here and we'll turn on the battery. I'll wait for it just to power up just a little bit. We'll turn on our logo light and our nav light, and we will plug in the ground power unit, get rid of these seat things, just gives me a bit more. I'll get rid of that. The joystick, we'll turn these lights to bright, and I think that's the floodlight, isn't it? Yeah, I don't need that. And we'll now come up here and we'll turn on the ground power unit to get this aircraft all powered up. We'll turn on the windshield heaters. What else do we need to do? I think apart from boarding, we will now come up here and we'll just load up our flight plan. So I'll just need to log in quickly. So I've logged in, and just remember guys, try not to import the flight plan. This aircraft at the best of time has bugs, but it sounds like they're going to be working on it, so that's going to be great. So just going to go to position and just copy and paste and click on that. But yeah, it looks like the aircraft is going to be worked on, so that's going to be brilliant news. They're going to be ported over the native version for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and let's hope that the pending updates, I'm just going to push the magic B button to set my altimeters, but yeah, let's hope that the pending updates fixes all of the bugs that we still have today. So we're going to be flying at 12,000 feet by the looks of it. So we're doing one of the flights that's on here is a flight from Southampton to, is it Guernsey or Jersey? Let me see. We're flying to what are we flying to? Yeah, we're flying to Jersey today. So a short flight hop from Southampton down to Jersey. Now we're going to do our flight performance, our mass and this bit here, which is, as I mentioned to you a few times, I don't really enjoy how we do this, but we will give it a go. Okay, we'll try and load up this aircraft. So I'm just going to think about what I'm doing, so bear with me. I'll go fuel first and set the fuel, which is going to be takeoff fuel is going to be 1800, so I'm going to go to kgs and set our takeoff fuel to we'll just leave it at that. That's close enough, and we'll just load the aircraft. And now the seats, we're going to just drag the our estimated takeoff weight is going to be 2204, so we're just going to drag. Can I type it in here? I think that will be fine. We've got a little bit extra fuel, so we'll just leave it at that. What's happening? What's going on? Yeah, I wish I could just add in like what I want to put in the planes, so instead of this percentage stuff, this is just really frustrating. Yeah, I do not like this way of doing it. It's just really fiddly, to say the least. And for some reason it's just stuck on 11, so how do I do this again? Gosh, this system really annoys me, because I don't want to go through these individually and enter in each individual nodule, so yeah, this system just doesn't work for me. But that's because I like to just do quick and easy flights. I don't want to worry about having to add all of these in individually. It's just, yeah, it's just, for me, this is, and for some reason it resets back to 11, so yeah, this really frustrates me. So add a bit more fuel, I guess. So I got 1840, which is what we sort of want. I wish we could take this down to maybe 2%. Yeah, let's set it to that. That seems alright. Not what I really want, but yeah, that will just do. Alright, let's now set up our, let's sort out this. I'll just take this down 100 feet. So 12,000 feet. And our weight is going to be, our fuel on board is 1840 is our fuel on board. And our, yeah, so we're going using this 1840, and we're just going to work out our zero fuel rates. So I'm just going to minus 2170, take away 1840, 18330. So that gives me my gross weight, which is exactly that. And I don't know how much this really does anything. It's, as I say, it's very fiddly, this, so I'm just going to go with what I have. It's about 18,390 reserve. Right, that's just me wading my way through that, so it's probably not accurate, but that's alright. Get this all entered. So our altimeters are set. Landing elevation, I don't know if that's working or not. Got our fuel quantity and stuff all set. That's set to take off. We will need to now enter in our flight plan, so we'll go into data again, init, flight plan init, do our routes, so it's going to be EGHI slash EGJJ, and our flight number is going to be British Blue 3. I just made up a random one, 3350. Execute. So that's our flight plan. Our takeoff, we don't have any our flight plan, we're going to be taking off from runway. Let's upload a summary flight. I think we're going to be taking off from runway 02, but we'll just double check that. Alright, while I'm here, so I've loaded up, so I'm going to turn on the fuel pumps, the emergency exits. We'll close up the doors while we wait for this. And while we're waiting for that, we'll go into a hotel mode. We'll load up the we'll start the engine in hotel mode, just get that power going. Alright, we'll push this little button here just to make sure the hydraulics are pressurized. Turn on the fuel, the prop brake. Start engine number 2. Wait for it to get above 10%, then we'll flick on the fuel, and that sounds like it's engaging. And we'll just check. Oh, we haven't done our flight plan yet, but we will just get this page to a sensible thing, and I think it's... I was lucky, I thought it was frozen there. Right, we'll enter in our flight plan. We'll just see what runway we are taking off from. Sweet, runway 2 it is. None, no SIDS out of Southampton. Right, how do I do it? Just trying to remember how to insert a flight, insert this flight plan manually. So I come down to here. Do I push enter SAM? I'm assuming it's going to be this one here. And we'll find out if it's correct or not. We'll look for this jetway here, Q41, so that must be the right one. And we're going to go to AUTAC, execute, and I'll just see what FS HUD has given me for my arrival. So we're going to be doing an ILS onto runway 8, so let's just see what SimBrief has given us. Alright, we're going to disregard that whole star. Well, this does take a little time to load up. And if all else fails, you just close out of it and bring it back up again. Right, we'll fix that up. Actually, we'll just see if there's any other no, we'll just leave it like that. And we'll just do we won't worry about doing a star as such. We'll just go straight to RLS and just go none, execute. So we're basically ready to go. Right, this is sort of not frommy, but it's not quite, feels a bit clunky at the moment. But right, I think we're ready to be pushed back. We will, actually no, we won't do that. We will turn off the ground power unit. I think we've got enough power there. We can turn that off or turn off we'll turn on the beacon light, and we'll start our pushback. Right, we'll start up this next engine. We'll come up here and we'll go star it. We'll engage the fuel, and we'll also release the prop brake on the other one. And we'll just stop it there. Parking brake can come on, or release the tug, and we can now come up to here and we can just go select that like so. We'll turn on these, turn on the TRU, turn on the wing lights and the taxi lights, and we'll go to auto with the fuel things. Select flaps 15, go through and clear these. We're just clearing all of those, but we'll set our trims while we're here. Right, that's looking pretty good. I'm just going to set my throttles while I'm here. Yep, everything's all powered up, so we're going to request taxi clearance. Turn on our transponder. We'll just leave that just for the time being, and we'll now taxi on out. Because if you touch this thing, he'll freeze, which is rather annoying. But yeah, I do love flying the ATR, even though it is buggy at the best of times, and that's understandable because it's not really a native version on Flight Simulator. But you can't get past that beautiful look of, and just the fact that it's a turboprop aircraft, which we have very few and far between in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, I'm just going to turn on the landing lights and the strobe lights. And we're just going to taxi on out and backtrack for a little bit. And we're just going to pretend we've got clearance. Remember to release your gust lock, that's the key thing there, otherwise you'll be getting no power. And the ATR is, I mean, a different aircraft, but it's similar in a way to the A320. You just set your, almost set your throttle to the to a detent, which one thing I will do is I'm just going to come into here and get my flight plan, my autopilot sort of ready. So we're going to go sync heading, turn on the flight directors, heading, vertical speed, LNAV. We won't be able to do the VNAV until we've got the LNAV sorted, but yeah, we're just going to select it to this little notch here, which is equivalent to your climb notch on your thrustmaster joystick. Pretend I've already done this checklist. And away we go. Enjoy that view of the ATR climbing on out. Climbing out over Southampton train station there. Alright, I'm just going to go into autopilot now. Now we're given our set burrow, so we're going to go to standard. And I think I'm going to go into climb now. Pull back the flaps. A little bit rusty flying this. It's been a very long time since I've flown the well, not a very long time, but it has been a little while since I've flown this. I'm just a little bit rusty. Oh, so we have been given our direct to, so we're just going to go direct to Nidal. It's a beautiful morning flying out over the southern English countryside here. Flying back out over Southampton. We've got the Southampton port city there. I do not know much about this part of the world. All I do know is we did a cruise that left Southampton, the very famous cruise gateway to the UK, and that appears to be Southampton Football Club's home ground there. Now that I do know. And yeah, it looks like your typical port. That's where the cruise ships pull up. We'll just get back into the cockpit. Oops. And we'll turn off our landing lights and our taxi lights. And we can now just close those. Just clear that. And yeah, we're just cruising on out to our destination of Jersey as we cruise on over the southern bit of England here. That's what I was looking for. I thought this was it here, but that's the Isle of Wight over here. Yeah, it's a shame that this, as I mentioned, it's a bit of an end of an era, or becoming an end of an era for turboprop aircraft in domestic flights in the UK. We still have just noticed these are not working at all. But yeah, a bit of a sad end of an era for an airline that is Blue Islands. And we're just going to get rid of that discontinuity there, and we'll just go direct to our go just straight on to our arrival. And we can now go into climb mode. And what we will do is we'll bring up our charts and just get this all set for our arrival. So we'll come into here and we'll just get our lessor pre-selected. I might just bring it over straight away, like so. And once we go to this next waypoint, interesting to see where we end up, because it looks like it's a bit all over the place. Right, we are heading towards that waypoint, even though it looks really terrible at the moment. I wonder if I get rid of this, will this make a difference? It does indeed. Right, we'll get our aircraft set up for our arrival, so I'll just go to heading mode. Oh, just go to heading mode for the time being, and I'm just going to set up my course, which is going to be 83. One notch back, and that's our course set for 83. So we'll go back into flight management, and we'll just go back to our nav. And we'll select our queue, and what we will do is we'll change our arrival settings. And I'm just going to see what parking bay there are. I will change that to 13, eh? Right, that's our arrival set up, so I thought I'd change that. Yep, perfect, it's all changed. Right, we've given our QNH, so we're just going to enter in our QNH in. 19. 1019 is almost set. And for some reason it's got a bit of a bug here, so I don't know what's happening. Right, we're just going to set our altitude for 2,000 feet. Alright, we'll just go for this checklist, everything's all set. Approach, seatbelt signs are on. We'll just turn on our landing lights and our taxi lights, just get it all set. I guess we can do the cabin crew. Right, we're going to do a bit of vector flying, so I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll just give it a go. Right, let's see how this all goes, flying into Jersey Airport. I guess we should throttle on back too, get that speed back a bit. Looks like your typical sort of winter sea day with a slow cloud. That's actually a good point. Actually, do we have enough time to set the burrow? It's going to be 470, so I'll just quickly enter that in. Oh, while we do that, we'll just change our heading to 260. And we're going to change it to 170. We'll quickly change this burrow, which we probably won't need too much. It's pretty decent out there. So 470 set. And we'll just go into the RLS mode. And we've been given clearance to engage the RLS. So I'll select 130 and we'll just go arm approach. And we're basically all lined up for the RLS, which looks good. And we'll lower the landing gear, get that first stage of flaps down, and we'll just basically go into here and clear all of these. I'll just go to full power. And we'll just get this heading bug set for our get it set to our actual course. It's 83, and yeah, we're all lined up for our final approach. It's just been a bit of it's been a little while since I've flown the ATR, and it just feels different flying it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but we've got there in the end. This is the first time I've flown into Guernsey, Jersey as well. Oh, and I'm just going to disengage the autopilot.
Wind shear.
Oh, don't know what that's all about. We'll disengage the yaw dampeners. Oh, it's a bit bumpy here, so I'll lower the sim rate, that would help a lot.
Wind shear.
If it will just do the old classic dive down to capture our RLS. Good thing about these ATRs, they can take a wee bit of a
wind shear.
wee bit of a battering. But yeah, well, it looks like we've got it back onto profile. Coming into Jersey Airport.
Wind shear.
And I hope we can get rid of that warning sound.
Minimum
minimum. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Don't sink. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Not the smoothest of
Wind
landing,
shear, wind shear, wind shear.
but we've done it nonetheless. And this is just the airport from this.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
This airport is for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so it's a bit bumpy as you can see, but it's better than nothing. It looks really nice.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
And I think that's a bug with this. I don't think I can get rid of that wind shear warning, which is a bit of a bummer.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Right, we'll turn off our landing lights, we'll turn off our strobe lights. We will put the gust lock on.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
And I forgot to set this to take off, but that's okay. We'll turn off this as well, and we'll turn off the probe so we don't burn anyone's fingers.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
And I'm going to do a turnaround flight, but I might just reset it.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Get rid of this annoying warning thing. Actually, I'm just going to...
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
I'm just going to see if that is Flight Simulator that's doing that.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind
No, it's
shear.
actually not through Microsoft Flight Simulator that thing is coming through. It might be coming through FS HUD, I think. Or is it Active Sky?
Wind.
Oh, it's through Active Sky, so that must be something to do with Active Sky, so I've muted that. Oh, and we'll raise the flaps. And yeah, here we are folks, landed at Jersey Airport. We will do a turnaround flight. Where we go, I'm not too sure yet, but we will think of a place to go. Yeah, I really do enjoy flying the ATR. It's a lovely aircraft. It's just a shame that it's... Well, in Flight Simulator 2020 it had a few bugs. But it's a shame that that wasn't ready for Flight Simulator 2024. But yeah, here we are, coming into our parking bay, and that will be our flight done for the sector. Oh, we can now turn off our taxi light. And I think it's this one here. Oh, it's 13 that I've selected, so a little bit further. What we can do is we can, well, we taxi in, we can shut down this engine. And I think we're well within the white lines there, so we're just going to park it up there. We'll feather this engine. While we're doing that, we'll give the crew the okay to plug in the wheel chocks and the ground power unit, and then we're going to come up to here and engage the ground power unit so we don't lose power completely, and we'll just shut the engine down like so. And make sure you turn off these fuel pumps as well, because they will drain the power very quickly. And we can turn off all of these relative switches, and forgot to turn the oxygen mask on, but that's alright, we didn't need it. And yeah, that's our flight all done, all completed. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that flight, folks. It was a bit rough around the edges, and then my dad ended up calling me and spent 30 minutes just between when I was about to jump in the plane. But yeah, we made it, and we'll do another flight very soon. I think I've run out of time for this segment, but I hope you enjoyed the flight, and we'll definitely be back here with Blue Islands, and we'll do some more flying with this now former airline. Yeah, I hope to see you guys again soon, and take care.